Good morning, boys and girls from Kids to College. It is Wednesday, April 22nd, and today we're going to be learning about our taste buds. So everyone knows that our tongue helps us taste different things. But did you know that there are different areas of your tongue that have to do with how you taste things? So if a certain taste like sour doesn't reach a certain part of your tongue, you wouldn't be able to taste it. So, what are taste buds? Well, taste buds are sensory organs located on the tongue. And so, I'm going to show you where they are mapped out. And you can Google this as well and find this online. But you can see that the back of our tongue helps us identify bitter taste. Both sides of our tongue help us identify sour taste, as well as the upper front sides are salty. And then right there on the tip is that sweet spot. Okay, so we're going to use this, and I would like you to use this diagram as we do this experiment and map out our taste buds. Now, if you have a parent or a sibling that can help you do this, it would be super, super helpful because you're going to need to mix together different seasonings. Now, I provided you with a seasoning package or two as a starter in your kit. And so you can find a lot of different spices that you may have at home and different toppings that you have at home that you could use. Okay, so I want you to get creative when you're doing this. So right now I have 4 different flavors going on, okay? And what I've done is I have pre-mixed them, as you can see, and I have my packets still, but I put my packets with the wrong one, so that way I don't know which one is which. And I need to try to figure out what flavors these are just by tasting them. Now, this could be super fun if you do this with a sibling or a parent, and you could be blindfolded with a piece of cloth to even make the sensory experience even more real. So, but you'll definitely want somebody to mix these up for you so that way you don't know which one is which. You have your bag of Q-tips, right? So you're going to want to use a new Q-tip each time. So I have 4 flavors currently going on. So that means I'll need 4 Q-tips, okay? And so using my roadmap of the tongue, the bitter, the sour, the salty, the sweet, I am going to go through and see if I can identify just by placing on my tongue what flavor this concoction might be. So I'm going to start with my first bowl, okay? And I'm going to soak my Q-tip in it. Now, using my roadmap of my tongue, I'm going to first see if it's sour. So I'm going to do the back sides of my tongue. No, it's not sour. So I'm going to use the other side. And I'm going to see if it's bitter. So I'm going to go to the back of my tongue. Nope, not bitter. Okay, I'm going to use another Q-tip. I'm going to see if it's sweet. A little bit. It's a little sweet, okay? And lastly, I'm going to see if it's salty. Salty and sweet. So if I'm looking at the mixtures I have in front of me, I would have to maybe guess that this is garlic parmesan because it's salty and sweet. Not quite sure. We'll come back to that. So I'm going to take another Q-tip. Now I'm going to try out this concoction. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use my roadmap of the tongue. And first, I'm going to start with salty, which is on the front sides. Oh, yeah, this is definitely salty. I think I changed my hypothesis. I think the first one is not garlic parmesan. I think that this one is garlic parmesan. By the saltiness that I'm getting, as it's hitting the back of my tongue, I'm getting a little bit of bitterness as well. So I'm going to move on to my next one. And I'm going to start with my sour, which is in the back of my mouth on the sides of my tongue. Definitely not sour. We're going to try bitter all the way in the back. A little bitter. That one's a little bitter, okay? Lastly, I'm going to go ahead and try that sweet right at the tip of my tongue. It's a little sweet. So as I'm going through this, I have my options in front of me. They're Italian seasoning, chili, garlic parmesan, and brown gravy. So at first I thought my first container might be the garlic parmesan because it was a little salty, a little sweet at the same time. But then I tried the next one and I think that this is garlic parmesan. So I'm going to try out my last bowl and I'm going to dip it right in. And I am going to go straight for, because I think I know what it might be, for the salty. Now I can tell just by tasting that is most definitely Italian seasoning. So I know that this one's Italian seasoning. I'm pretty sure that this one is garlic parmesan. It leaves me with chili and brown gravy. Now this can be difficult because both of them are salty, both of them are sweet. But a difference is that chili, whichever one it might be, the chili powder, we would like to think that that may have a little bit of bitterness to it. So, or maybe sour. So I'm going to try that area and see. That one is definitely my chili. So then this means that this is my brown gravy. So this can be a super fun way to kind of map out your taste buds, get a sense for where your taste buds are, how they function, how we taste different things. And also can be just a really silly, goofy experiment to do with your siblings or your parents to try to determine what these different flavors are. So that's it for this week. You have Silly Putty, a very failed parachute activity that we're going to try again tomorrow. You also have your start of your balloon power race car or your balloon powered airplane. And now we've also mapped out our taste buds. Next week, we're going to be working with Pop Rocks and soda to make a fizzy explosion. And we're going to be ending out the month of April. Now, you're going to be getting new bins, and the great news is that because we're going to continue doing this, you're going to have extra of every single thing you're going to need. So we're going to be making our own butter. We're going to turn into investigators and track fingerprints. We're going to be making sundials. We're going to be making oobleck, which if you look up Dr. Seuss, it might be a form of slime. Just saying. Those are some of the awesome things we'll be doing. Also, Miss Siobhan has volunteered to have some really cool activities that are optional that you can do. You will have to get your own supplies for those, but they're really minimal and they're just an option to you. But also, she's doing this really, really great thing because her and her husband make music. And so therefore, they want to hear your poetry. So if you have any poems or anything that you've written that's really meaningful to you or you want to come up with something, they will take your words, turn them into song lyrics, and then turn them into a song and post them on this YouTube channel. A flyer went out today to your parents about that in the group chat. So please stay tuned for more of that. We hope we get some really awesome music and lyrics going on this channel. And please feel free to send different ideas and different experiments that you would like to do in the meantime as well. But for now, have fun, get creative, reach out to me if you need anything. And I will see you next week. And I'm very excited to have pick up the first week of May for our supply bins. And I hope that you're all able to pick them up. I hope you have a wonderful day from Kids to College.